What's your reaction to his comments? I know I couldn't share them with you publicly, but you've read them prior.
I think the sport itself did not fail on purpose. There are people working under the umbrella of the sport that didn't prioritize these issues with the degree of fervor that we would have liked. But I definitely think when you see their RBI program reviving baseball in the inner cities and some of the things that they have done, although they can do more, Major League Baseball has done a lot in terms of it being the league. As a team itself, team representatives, they've gone to Dominican, they've gone to Venezuela, they've gone to various places because obviously, you know what, you can get minorities coming into this country from other points of the globe, and they might be considerably cheaper for you to acquire and bring over to the United States. I don't know all the stories to it, but when you look at a sport like Major League Baseball, whose audience is clearly older than the NBA's and the NFL's, and you look at the fact that only 7 to 8% of African American in the sport of baseball are African American, that is a problem. They definitely need to address it, and they need to put more muscle behind those efforts in order to do so.
The socio-political leaning of Major League Baseball is conservative. And the reason I bring that up as it relates to race relations is the very definition of social or political conservatism is you're cautious about change. Doesn't mean you're necessarily feared or always against it, but you're cautious about it. You adhere to more tradition, to what you already know, and to the status quo. And when you talk about race relations in this country, that's going to be bad for black people and people of color, because the status quo and our traditional attitudes towards marginalized people, and towards African Americans, it's been terrible. It's been awful. It's been, our original sin, and it's been perpetuated through the years. And so this is where the kind of socio-political leaning of those participating in a sport, and baseball, is stodgy. They resist change more than, say, the NFL or the NBA. They hold on to the stories of the past and trade on that sort of thing. This is where it affects something like race relations, because if you constantly want things the way they were, and the way they were is, Jackie Robinson, not till 1947, the first black man playing in Major League Baseball. And then it was slow to integrate even after that. The way they were was bad for a group of people. And if you're a member of that group of people, then those who still have those basic impulses will create a culture that you feel, and it rightly is not conducive to the kind of world you want to live in. The kind of socio-political leanings that a person of color playing baseball would be more amenable to their desires would be a more progressive one that embraces the change of certain aspects of the traditional culture, and I think Desmond is right about baseball in that respect.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.